Shamanettes, and welcome to The Beauty Shaman. So today we're going to talk about money-saving tips in order to keep your skin looking young, but we're going to focus on the money-saving tips. And in the end, we're going to talk about if you have a little bit more money, this is what you could spend it on. So I'm focusing more on bang for buck type products or a little bit cheaper products simply because of inflation. So we're all hit in the Western world with some pretty intense inflation right now. So I think it's really important that we are intelligent and strategic in the way that we take care of ourselves and our skin, and that we really get products that are effective but also don't break the bank, right? Because we're trying to really narrow down, most of us are trying to narrow down our budgets. I'm always trying to narrow down my budget because that's how I operate. But in any case, in this video, I'm going to go through products that I would recommend in order to look good but not break the bank, to keep your skin looking great. Okay, so before we get started, I do want to bring up a very important point, and that is that I do not use injectables, no Botox, no fillers, and no plastic surgery. The reason I am being transparent about this is not that I am necessarily against those things, but because when I say I use a product, this is what it does. You actually see on me that it's good, that it works. And I think that that is sort of a form of deception that the industry uses with women who are getting older, who look 20 years younger. If somebody looks that much younger, they're using something else. They're using injectables or something else. And that's totally fine. I work with on-camera talent. Everybody uses something for the most part. So there's no judgment there. But I think I really want to represent what I'm talking about in a really clear way, and a really good example. Okay, I don't want to use any sort of tricks and that sort of thing to deceive you. I really want to give you the best information possible here on The Beauty Shaman. Okay, having said that, let's get going. And before we get started, visit my website at thebeautyshamanstore.com. Sign up for my my newsletter where you get insider deals and discounts, and also hit the subscribe button here on YouTube and the bell in order to be alerted every time I upload a video. Okay, let's get going. Okay, so to start off with cleansers, we're going to talk about cleansers, but I also want to highlight that 80% of skincare is internal. In other words, it's using healthy food, lots and lots of organic vegetables, clear spring water, not tap water, taking lots of vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E. Okay, there's a whole range of supplements as well as dietary focuses you can have that will help your skin. And I'm going to put a video up here in the corner where I discuss all of those things. I also do many interviews on my channel. Please just go to my main page or my channel when you get to health and wellness. And I've got all kinds of videos there on what to do with your internal health. I believe internal health is of primary importance. It is 80% of skincare. Super important. Skin is the largest organ in your body. You cannot say I eat a lot of sugar and I have great skin. It just doesn't work, especially as you get older. Sugar is the #1 detriment to great skin, by the way. And I know that many of you just sort of spit up as I said that, like, Arr! But yeah, that's the bottom line truth. And now and again, I eat a cookie. Okay, so we're going to talk about the external, which is 20% of the equation. 80% is internal, 20% is external, but that 20% can make a big difference. Okay, so we're going to talk about cleansers, bang for buck cleansers. When it comes down to really getting a good cleanser, I would say cleansers and moisturizers, you can go pretty cheap. Okay, these are not crucial ingredients, not crucial products. These are not something you need to spend $100 on because these are not of primary importance. Later on in the video, I'm going to talk about what is of primary importance and where you put your money. But just for, getting a general cleanser, I would say go for a Cetaphil foaming cleanser. It's better for normal to oily skin, but it's a really good cleanser. Stay away from the Cetaphil creamy cleansers. They tend to contain phthalates. Not a good thing. Stay away from phthalates. I try to stick more with clean, non-toxic items when I make my recommendations to all of you. So I think Cetaphil foaming cleanser is a really good one to start with. Another brand, I've got my little cheat sheet over here that I would recommend is Kiehl's. I don't know how familiar you are with Kiehl's. Kiehl's is a really good brand, tends to be non-toxic. They have some really good cleansers in there for different skin types. I would say if you kind of want a general inexpensive cleanser, go to Kiehl's. They are not at Walgreens. You really need to buy them. I believe Nordstrom carries them, or you can definitely buy them online or even at Amazon. But their creamy cleansers is great. I don't have a price point here written down. I would say it's probably very affordable, probably under $20. So great bang for buck. All right, don't use a toner. If you're an older woman, I would say most toners contain some form of alcohol and can be very drying and really harm your skin in the way that dehydrate it, take away a lot of the nutrients. We need the oils in our skin. We do not want to dry our skin out. I don't know if you're me back in the 70s and 80s, that was the prevailing wisdom, was if you have oils in your skin, it's bad. You have to dry it out, use alcohol. I used to use pure alcohol on my pimples and like that's terrible for you. Don't do that. And I think as an older woman, just take that toner and chuck it in the bin. Some toners aren't bad, but I'm just giving a general kind of wisdom here to stay away from toners. Okay, vitamin C. Vitamin C is actually one of the products that I would say spend your money on. That and retinol, those two products I would say are the two. If you're going to fork your money over into anything, it would be those two. But today we're doing inexpensive. So I would say with a vitamin C serum, and I've done whole videos and blog posts on vitamin C. I love vitamin C and I've done a lot of research around it. So I'll put a video up here in the corner just about different types of vitamin C, why some are more expensive than others, why you can go out and spend $200 on a vitamin C serum and then you can go down the road to The Ordinary, which is a brand, and spend $15, and what's the difference. So that's what I go into in those videos. In a nutshell, it has to do with ingredients, with quality and type. Quality and quantity, of ingredients. And vitamin C serum is a notorious type of product for brands to say has 20% vitamin C serum or vitamin C, and it's great. Meanwhile, it's the cheapest and least effective type of vitamin C in there, and it's not going to do anything. So very, very important to be aware of the different tricks that the industry uses. So I go into that. Having said that, if you're just looking for a starter vitamin C that is going to, see how your skin reacts to start using, try Vichy. It's $29, and be sure that they have an amber bottle. The Vichy one does. It's a amber bottle because vitamin C is actually an unstable molecule and you need to be able to keep it stable, and so an amber bottle helps to stabilize the molecule. If it's in a clear bottle, I would really be suspect. Not all of the clear bottle vitamin C's are bad, depends on the ingredients. I'm just giving, again, a general overlay of this. At the end of the video, I'm going to go into the vitamin C and the retinol that is much more expensive, but really great. And if you want to put your money into it, that's what you do. But we're going to stick with what's cheap right now. So The Ordinary, I did bring that up for their vitamin C. That contains L-ascorbic acid, which can be irritating to some people, but you're still going to get some vitamin C, so it's money saving. Okay, sunscreen. Very important to use sunscreen if you're going to be out in the sun for any length of time. If I'm not out in the sun during the day, I don't put it on. It's not necessary. That's a great money saving tip. Why put it on if you're not out in the sun for any length of time? Now, I like to ride my bike. I like to run. I like to be outside. So if I'm going to go outside and be out there for a couple of hours, of course, I'm going to put it on. And I would say reapply after 2 hours, say you're out gardening or something, because it wears off after 2 hours. It doesn't matter if it's SPF 30 or SPF 50, it wears off in about 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours. So a little heads up there. I would say with sunscreen, one of the most important tips I can give you is to read the ingredient deck and stay away from oxybenzone. Oxybenzone is a hormone disruptor, and it is in most SPF sunscreens. Well, sunscreens are SPF. It's in most products. I know I used to use one that contained it, and I was like, oh crap, I didn't even know that. So really be mindful of that. You don't want to be putting hormone disruptors on your face just because the product is cheaper. I think that's probably not the best idea. So I would really pay attention to the ingredients, but you can get ones that are clean. If you're interested in which ones to go to ewg.org. That's the environmentalworkinggroup.org, and look into sunscreens. And they have some really good ones to recommend that are more clean, that are non-toxic, that don't contain oxybenzone. Okay, which sunscreen would I recommend that isn't super expensive? I would say Image Prevention is the one I use. It is an SPF. They have different SPFs. The one I use, I believe, is 25 or maybe it's 30. Sorry, I don't have it in front of me. But they also have ones that are up to 50. So I would say that one is non-toxic. It's affordable. I want to say it's $28, but I could be wrong about that. That's a really good one. Zoe Skincare, that's Z or Z-O. they have SPF 30 or 50. It's between $32 and $64 depending on the quantity. That's also a really good one to look into. I'll have all the links down below for this with sunscreen, with all the different products I'm talking about. Okay, so retinol. Retinol is definitely an important product. If you want a really expensive retinol that works, I would say go to The Ordinary. Again, that's probably $15, $20. The ingredient retinol is fairly high on the ingredient deck, and you might have a reaction to it because the higher on the ingredient deck, the more apt you're going to be to have some sort of a reaction to retinol. I've done a huge video and blog post on retinol. Do look up in the corner for that one. Having said that, I think if you want to get an inexpensive retinol that to start off with, just to see how your skin reacts, or you just want something basic to use, use it about 2 to 3 times a week, depending on the reaction that your skin has. I would say go ahead and try The Ordinary. It's good. I would also say CeraVe is another good cheap one at $17. It's pretty safe. You can use it every day without any problem. But if you really want to get a great retin-A, go to a dermatologist, get a retin-A. That is really good. It's going to cost you maybe a little bit more with insurance. Depends on your insurance, $30, $40, I would say, for this. But very strong. That's what you can't buy over the counter. The really strong ones. And so I would say if you really want to get into retinol, that's the path to go down. If you don't, okay, let's talk about bang for buck. Ones that are a little bit more expensive, that and the vitamin C serum, that are really going to have results on your skin, but they're going to cost more. I would say for vitamin C serum, my favorite I use is the Truth Treatments. The Truth Treatments makes a 1% and a 5%. I use the 5%. The 5% is $189, I believe. I think the 1% is $139. My favorite C serum is also a Truth Treatments, and that is 80% C serum in it. Vitamin C in the product. It's $200, so not cheap, but again, as far as really seeing results, those are the ones I use. I think if you want to go cheaper, I've given you some great guidelines on ones to go less expensive and just see how you go, because we're into saving money. But again, some of you want to spend a little bit more on these products, so I wanted to mention that. Image MD makes fantastic C serum, as well as a retinol. So their retinol is Restoring Youth Serum. Links again down below, and their moisturizer is really good. They have an SPF 50 moisturizer. So there's some really good brands out there. I'm throwing a lot out at you, but hopefully you can look into these and see which one really resonates for you. Okay, I hope you found this helpful. Please write down below if you have any comments, suggestions, anything you want to toss out there. I love dialogue with all of you. Save your money, obviously make wise decisions when it comes to skincare. I hope this has given you some direction in that. And thank you so much for watching The Beauty Shaman.